This is 7-4, question number 12 and 18. Starting here with 7-12, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute this 2. So anytime there's a number outside of parentheses, you want to distribute that first. And we recognize, hopefully, that there is going to be an invisible 1 here and here. Anytime you don't see an exponent, it's an invisible 1. So as we distribute this 2, we're going to be multiplying it by the 1, by the 3, and the 1. So we're always going to be multiplying by the exponent of everything that we have. And if you don't see an exponent, then it's a 1. So this is going to be x to the 1 times 2 is 2. Y to the 3 times 2 is 6. X to the 3 times 2 is 6. And y to the 1 times 2 is 2. Now our next step is going to be to simplify the things that have the same base. So when you're dividing things with the same base, you can subtract the exponents. So this is going to be x to the 2 minus 6, y to the 6 minus 2. And remember that order here does matter, because when we get 2 minus 6, that's going to be x to the negative 4. We get 6 minus 2, that's going to be y to the positive 4. So make sure you're paying attention to that sign. This is going to be negative, this one's going to be positive. And remember that when we have a negative exponent, we need to bring it to the bottom of the fraction. So we have an invisible 1 here, and anything with a negative exponent, we're going to bring it to the denominator, and that exponent becomes positive. So our final answer is going to be y, let me erase, is going to be y to the 4th over x to the 4th, and that's going to be our final answer. Okay, so if you need to finish writing, go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to erase all of this, and then we're going to talk about number 18. So in number 18, we have scientific notation, and basically we're just going to divide the numbers, the plain numbers that don't have exponents. We're just going to straight divide those. And then we'll subtract the exponents on the tens because they have the same base. So if numbers don't have any exponents, we can just divide like normal. And if they do have exponents, then we subtract those exponents. So we do 2.4 divided by 8.2. And that's going to be 0.293. It goes on, but I'm just going to stop there. 10 to the 3 minus 2. So it's 0.293 times 10 to the first power. And now there's a convention with scientific notation that we want to write the number with with a number in the tens place. So we don't want to leave a 0 in the tens place. We want to have a number. So to do that, we're going to move our decimal point 1 place to the right. Now, moving a decimal place to the right is the same thing as multiplying by 1. So to keep the same, not multiplying by 1, multiplying by 10. Same thing as multiplying by 10. So to keep this number the same, what we're essentially doing is we're multiplying by 10 on this side and dividing by 10 on this side, right? Because if I multiply by 10 and divide by 10, then my number stays the same. So over here, I get 2.93, and over here, I'm subtracting 1 from the exponent, because remember, there's still another 1 there. I'm going to subtract 1 from my exponent. So now I have 10 to the 0. So 10 to the 0, anything to the 0 is just 1, right? And if you multiply something by 1, it doesn't change. So my final answer is just 2.93. Now that's going to be my final answer. Now, if I had wanted to move my decimal to the left, like say I had 201 times 10 to the third, and I wanted to move my decimal to the left instead of the right, then that would be like dividing by 10 to the 2. So over here, I'd have to multiply by 10 to the 2. So I would be adding the exponents. So I'd have 2.01 times 10 to the fifth. So if I'm moving to the right, if I'm moving to the left, I'm adding to the exponents. And if I'm moving to the right, I'm subtracting. So that's what you need to remember. If I'm going left, I'm adding. If I'm going right, I'm subtracting. And I always want to have just one number in the tens place. That's the convention of scientific notation. We want to have one number here in the tens place. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about before I finish, and that's number 21. That's an odd one, so I'm not going to be doing the question for you, but I do want to point out that it's talking about the area of a rectangle, right, which we know is equals length times width. And they're giving you the area and the length, and they want you to find the width. So if I divided this by length, then my lengths would cancel. So I know that width equals area divided by length. So what they really want you to do, they're giving you the area, they're giving you the length, they want you to find the width. So they really just want you to divide those two numbers, those two expressions that they gave you, and that will give you the width. Okay, hope that helps, and I will see you in the next video.